Chicago Bears fans, buckle up because the NFL landscape might be on the verge of a major shakeup, and the ripple effects could be felt all the way in Chicago. Reports have surfaced that the relationship between the Dallas Cowboys and their superstar pass rusher, Micah Parsons, has completely deteriorated. Multiple league insiders have confirmed that Parsons, a four-time Pro Bowler at just 26 years old, is frustrated enough to consider drastic measures. That could mean a trade request or even cutting off communication with the Cowboys altogether. According to sources, Parsons had been directly negotiating with Jerry Jones earlier this year. Dallas reportedly believed a deal was close to being finalized. However, once Parsons' agent stepped in to push for a better contract, the Cowboys abruptly stopped negotiating, creating a standoff that has now become public. Parsons continues to attend practices but refuses to participate in on-field drills, signaling just how fractured the relationship has become. Why is this so significant? Parsons isn't just any player, he's one of the best defensive talents in football, capable of completely taking over games. Year after year, he's been among the favorites to win Defensive Player of the Year. With his combination of speed, power, and versatility, Parsons can line up on the edge, drop back in coverage, and completely wreck offensive game plans. Negotiations reportedly hit a wall as the pass rusher market exploded. Recent mega deals for players like Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, and TJ Watt have raised the price for elite edge rushers, and Parsons' camp understandably wants a contract that reflects his value, not just now, but over the prime years of his career. From a Chicago Bears perspective, this situation could not come at a more intriguing time. Imagine a defense where Micah Parsons and Montez Sweat form one of the league's most dangerous pass rushing duos. Combined with Chicago's improved interior defensive line depth, this would give the Bears a front capable of dominating any opponent. Trading for Parsons wouldn't be cheap. It would likely cost at least two first-round picks and a massive new contract that could exceed $40 million per year. But the opportunity to acquire a game-changing talent like Parsons doesn't come around often. And here's the key question. Do the Bears believe Caleb Williams can quickly develop into a top-tier quarterback? Because if they do, pairing him with an elite defense could turn Chicago into an NFC contender far sooner than expected. The last time the Bears made a move like this was in 2018 when they traded for Khalil Mack. At the time, it was one of the biggest trades in franchise history. While Mack was dominant, the Bears' failure to develop a true franchise quarterback held the team back. This time, the situation feels different. Caleb Williams is widely considered a far more talented prospect than Mitch Trubisky ever was. If Williams develops as expected, a trade for Parsons could be the final piece to push the Bears into legitimate contention. Before listening to the latest news, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss a Chicago Bears update. Let's dive deeper into how this move could actually happen. Making a trade for Micah Parsons would require bold decision-making from General Manager Ryan Poles and the Bears front office. The Bears don't have unlimited cap space, but there are several ways to structure a deal to make it work. Front-load a massive signing bonus while keeping the early year salary cap hits manageable. Backload the contract, giving the Bears more flexibility in the short term while ensuring Parsons still gets his big payday. Add void years, which Poles has typically avoided, but for a superstar of Parsons' caliber, it might be worth making an exception. The Bears have been here before. In 2018, Ryan Pace traded two first-round picks for Khalil Mack, instantly transforming the defense. That trade didn't deliver long-term success, but the failure wasn't because of Mack, it was because of inconsistent quarterback play. This time, the Bears have invested in Caleb Williams, a player with the talent to become a franchise-changing quarterback. Adding Parsons would send a clear message that Chicago is ready to win now. It would also instantly make the Bears' defense one of the most feared units in the NFL. Parsons' presence would free up Montez Sweat, create more opportunities for interior pass rushers like Gervin Dexter and allow defensive coordinator Eric Washington to get more creative with his schemes. Even if a trade doesn't happen, Bears fans should still see this as good news. If Parsons is moved to an AFC team, it removes a dominant player from the NFC playoff picture. The Cowboys might even be weaker this year without Parsons. And remember, the Bears face Dallas in Week 3. But let's be honest, imagining Parsons in navy and orange is a dream scenario. His combination of talent and youth makes him a perfect fit for a team that already has a young core on both sides of the ball. With Parsons rushing quarterbacks and Caleb Williams leading the offense, Chicago could have the foundation of a Super Bowl caliber team for years to come. As if the Parsons drama wasn't enough, another bombshell hit the NFL. Washington Commanders star wide receiver Terry McLaurin has officially requested a trade. McLaurin has been the Commanders' most reliable offensive weapon for years, and his departure would be a massive blow to their young quarterback Jaden Daniels. For the Bears, this is great news for several reasons. 1. Washington is an NFC team Chicago may compete with for playoff spots in the future. Losing McLaurin would make them far less dangerous. 2. Most likely trade destinations are in the AFC. That means the Bears would rarely have to face McLaurin if he's moved out of the conference. 3. The Bears play Washington in Week 6 this season. If McLaurin is traded before then, it would make defending their offense significantly easier. The only real concern would be if Green Bay somehow swooped in to land McLaurin. The Packers already have a young, promising offense, and adding a true number one receiver could make them even more dangerous in the NFC North. However, given the number of AFC teams in need of receiver help, like the Patriots, Bills, or Chiefs, it's more likely McLaurin heads out of the conference. Washington's offense without McLaurin would rely heavily on Deebo Samuel and other secondary options, which would drastically lower their ceiling. It would be a surprising move for a team that finally found a franchise quarterback in Jaden Daniels. But if Washington can't find common ground with McLaurin, Chicago could be one of the biggest beneficiaries. The Chicago Bears are entering a critical stage in their rebuild. With Caleb Williams as the centerpiece of the offense and Montez Sweat leading the defense, adding another superstar like Micah Parsons could immediately elevate this team into contention. Yes, the cost would be high, both in draft picks and money, but true game changers are worth the price. Parsons isn't just a great player. He's the kind of defensive force that makes everyone around him better. At the same time, Terry McLaurin's trade request could weaken one of the Bears' potential NFC rivals. If he ends up in the AFC, Chicago avoids facing him regularly while benefiting from a weaker Commanders team in the conference. The Bears are in a rare position where the right moves could set them up for sustained success. Ryan Poles has been patient up to this point, but opportunities like this don't come around often. So, Bears fans, what do you think? Should Chicago go all in for Micah Parsons? Would you be willing to trade 2 first-round picks and give him a record-setting contract? And where do you hope Terry McLaurin ends up? One thing is clear, if Ryan Poles and the Bears make bold moves now, this team could become a true contender far sooner than anyone expected.